Hello everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I am creating the heirs from my Sims 3 Monroe legacy, but I'm creating them in The Sims 4. So I've been sharing this legacy since August on Twitter, and the first two complete generations are all linked in the threads in my pinned tweet. So feel free to head over and check those out if you're interested. So I won't be going into the backstory of these Sims because we'll be here for a long time, and this video is actually a Q&A video to celebrate my first anniversary of posting videos on YouTube. So on Twitter I asked my followers to send me some questions to answer, so I'm going to start those now. Starting off, we've got Tonya, who asked what gave me the idea for my legacy challenge I created. So if you don't know, I created and wrote the Solar System Legacy Challenge, which I'm actually playing on YouTube now. And you can check out the playlist in the description if you would like. But to answer the question, I really wanted to write my own legacy challenge because I find them a lot of fun, and it helps give my game direction. So in The Sims 4 I can sometimes struggle coming up with what to do and how to play each generation and the sim and personality and stuff like that. And I've always found that legacy challenges give me that bit of direction and requirements to fulfill. And I've seen a lot of other legacy challenges before, and I've played some of those, but I really wanted to create my own to fit with my own playstyle and how I like to play. So that way I could just have enough goals and also enough freedom with what to do. It would still be me creating my own story, my own game, but having these extra goals and requirements to complete and fulfill. I don't know, I find that quite a fun way to play. So I wanted to find a theme which had a good number of things to reach 10 generations, and one of my first thoughts was the solar system. So because there's 8 planets and I could also have Pluto and the Sun, this would help me reach 10 generations, so that really helped a lot. It was kind of perfect. And I saw that this challenge hadn't been created before, because that was another thing. I wanted it to be a new challenge, something I hadn't been tried out before, and I thought this is perfect. So I used an astrology website and also the idea of the Roman gods to help me come up with the personality for each generation. So for example, Venus being the generation of love, that really helped control that sort of generation and each other one to follow. Each generation I felt was just well justified and individual, so I sat down and came up with general personalities and ways to link the generations to a basic story which players could interpret themselves, and I came up with their goals and traits, and then I shared it on Twitter. So I hope that answers your question. Jackie asked, is there anything special I want to do in The Sims this year? So I would love to get back into my Super Sim save and sharing posts on Twitter again. I have plans to, and I'm currently working on setting it all up. I just need the time to do it and actually start posting again and start playing again. I would really love to get back into that because I had so much fun with those Sims and that save. But it wouldn't be the Super Sim challenge anymore. I've decided I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to have it as my own legacy and my own story and control it myself. I'd also love to do more collabs. I had a lot of fun with those last year, so that would be great to do a few more of those. And with my solar system save, I want to get moving on with Generation 1 and get started on Generation 2 because I have some big plans for that generation and I cannot wait to get started on it. There's a lot of drama and I'm planning a few scandals, so I cannot wait. Lou asked if I wasn't making Sims content, what kind of content would I be focusing on? And Bashful Cookie also asked a similar question. If I had not been a Sims YouTuber, what other games would I have chosen to make videos on? So I'll answer these questions together as I think the answer will probably be the same. I think I'd have to say the Telltale choose your own path style games which you kind of play on console. So I love Until Dawn and Heavy Rain, they're some of my favourites. And I've been slowly working through the Dark Anthology games as well. Life is Strange, I started that recently, so just any games where my actions would change and control the story. I love those sort of games, so I'd say that sort of content would be quite fun to do. Anne asked, do I play other games other than Sims, and if yes, which are they? So this kind of again links to the previous question. I've played both Until Dawn and Heavy Rain twice, I think. And then last year I played Man of Medan twice, and I've only just started playing Little Hope, and I will play more of that when I'm back home in summer. And then they're also releasing a third game in that series which I'll want to play too, but I can't remember what that's called at the moment though. I recently started Life is Strange, as I said, and I've completed the first game of that and I'm partway through the prequel Before the Storm, and I'd also love to play the sequels of that game. I'm also a big fan of the Lego games on console, especially Harry Potter and Pirates of the Caribbean. I played a lot of those growing up, so they're quite fun. And I do enjoy Planet Zoo as well, but I haven't played that in quite a while, so. But I do still enjoy it, and I do still play it, but just not very frequently. And also asked, what is my favourite expansion pack, game pack, stuff pack and kit, and what is my least favourite? So this is going to be quite a difficult question to answer. So, expansion pack, I will always say Get Together because I love the world, I love the pre-made sims, the club system, the build and buy, there's just so much to it and I just love it all. But I also do really love Cottage Living that came out last summer. But I haven't fully explored it yet, so I don't feel like I can call that my favourite yet, but there's definitely a lot to it that I already love and it's definitely my sort of gameplay. So that's up there, but I do think I will say Get Together. For game pack, I would say Parenthood. Again, there's a lot of close calls for this one, there's a lot of game packs I really like, but I'm a very family-based and legacy player, so without Parenthood, I feel like the family gameplay would just fall too flat. So I definitely feel like Parenthood is my number one game pack. For stuff pack, I love Tiny Living, but also Nifty Knitting. They're like very, very similar styles, so I'm gonna count it as one. No, I love both of them. I can't decide between them. They both have very, very cute furniture and build and buy stuff. And also their casts, I really like those stuff packs. For kit, it would have to be Country Kitchen, as it's really cute and it fits really well with Cottage Living. It should have been included with Cottage Living, in my opinion, but that's a whole other thing I'm not going to get into. But yeah, Country Kitchen would be my favourite kit. For least favourites, I'd say for expansion pack, it would probably be Get Famous. And I have played it before, but I don't currently own it, and that's just because I feel like it's quite a standalone pack. Like, I do really like the gameplay and the content and everything that comes with it. I really do like it, and I'm not saying it's my least favourite because I don't like it, because I do. It's just, I feel like it's quite individual and it doesn't add too much to the game unless I intend to play as a celebrity or an actress or anything like that. It's quite individual, and I like the gameplay to rely on each other, not be its own thing. But that's my only reason for saying it, Get Famous. For game pack, this one's really easy. Batuu, Journey to Batuu. I'm not a fan of Star Wars, and I really don't like the whole commercialised aspect of it, so yeah, that's quite an easy one for me to answer. For stuff pack, it will probably be Luxury Party, because I don't feel like it adds that much to the game. I don't feel like I'm missing out by not having it, so I don't really have many intentions of getting that anytime soon. For kit, can I say all of them? No, I'd say Bust the Dust, because I'm just not a fan of kits in general. I prefer them to be more filled out and instead be in stuff packs or game packs. I just don't see the point in kits personally. But if I'd have to pick one, I'd say Bust the Dust. It's just not for me at all. It's too glitchy and I just don't like the idea of a house getting dirty all the time. So yeah, I'll pass on that kit. Have no intentions of getting that. Nate asked, what is my favourite and least favourite element of each Sims game? So, for The Sims 1, I really love the nostalgia and the memories that I have of playing it when I was a kid. I haven't played it in easily over a decade, but I do have a lot of fond memories of that game. My least favourite element of it would probably be the fact that there's just like 2 life stages. I mean 3 if you count the baby crib. But I like watching my Sims age and the progression that I get with it, so I'm not too keen on that lack of progression with just those life stages. For Sims 2, I really love the unpredictability of it and the depth of the gameplay, like attraction and memories and how the relationships are formed. I just feel like it's so deep and fun in that way. And it might be quite unpopular, but the thing that I don't really like about it is how short the lifespans are, and how adult is just adult. There's not like young adult and adult like in Sims 3 and 4. I just wish there was a way to like customise things like that so I can play with a family for longer and not feel like I'm having to rush through their lives. With The Sims 3, I don't know where to start. It's my favourite game, so it's hard to pick just one feature. But I think if I have to pick, I'd say probably how easy it is to play in terms of storytelling. Like, the game guides me instead of me always having to come up with what happens. Like, my Sims recently, they autonomously cheated and autonomously got divorced, which, I mean, was frustrating because I loved the couple and I didn't want them to break up. But I really loved what it added to the story, and how the game can just be taken in ways that I hadn't planned for it to, but it just adds that extra depth and individuality. And extra depth to the characters, which is another thing I love. The traits, how they really make the sim individual and have an actual impact on them and their interactions. I really love the traits. Something I don't like is how it can be quite difficult to run because of how laggy it can be. Not to the extent where it's unplayable, because it definitely is playable. I love playing it, I still do, but it would be a lot better to be smoother and easier to run. Lastly, onto The Sims 4. I love the CAS a lot and how easy it is to make different types and styles of sim. I really like the way CAS works and the controls and things like that. I know a lot of people don't, but I really love it. It's my favourite installment of like all the Sims games. It's my favourite. Sims 4 is my favourite way to make Sims. I just love how easy it is and fun it is to make different types of Sims. But one thing I don't like about Sims 4 is how heavily I feel like I have to rely on mods, and I really wish I didn't have to. But things like MC Command Center, Woohoo Wellness, First Impressions, things like that, they're just like a couple of mods that I feel like I can't play without, because they add so much like control and depth to the settings and gameplay. It's little things like how easy things are and how predictable as well. Like nothing really happens unless I choose for it to happen without mods. Things like unexpected pregnancies, I want that risk in my game. There's still obviously a lot I love about the game though, of course, but there's just little things like that that could be added onto, like the depth and unpredictability of it. I miss that. The last question is another from the lovely Anne, which is, do I have any plans on making Sims 3 videos as well? And I would absolutely love to do this. I really, really would. But while I'm still playing and recording on my laptop, I don't think it would work. My laptop runs The Sims 3 well when I play it, but it does still lag and it can be quite slow at times. And my settings aren't all like maxed out, they are lowered because it is on the laptop, which is completely fine for me when I'm playing just for myself or just sharing screenshots on Twitter. But I wouldn't want to record anything that would then be slow and unwatchable and laggy and things like that, especially as I expect the recording software would slow down the game as well. So the answer is yes, I would love to, but I don't think I can anytime soon, or at least not until I get a PC. Not sure when that'll be, but essentially yes, I would love to eventually, just not sure when. So yeah, that's it for all the questions. Thank you so much to everyone who sent one in. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you all liked my answers. I hope you've also enjoyed watching me recreate Alison, Teddy and Luna as well. I did struggle a lot with Teddy, he was quite difficult to recreate, but I really, really love how the girls turned out. Like Alison's outfit and Luna I think I feel like I've done quite well with them. But I would love to know what you think of them in the comments below. So make sure to also leave a like, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe, it would mean so much to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you all in another video. Bye everyone!